Hey, I'm Defiance, and I've been stuck in the T3 scene for a good 2 years. Wait, you can't hear me?
I hear him fine, but I mean,
I'm good. Yeah,
No, I hear
probably
him.
just you. Alright, well, I'm Defiance. Can I go?
Yeah, you go.
Alright, well, I'm Defiance. I'm stuck in the T3 scene for a good 2 years. I've founded the In Control roster that you see now, and now I'm playing on Lycus. Pretty much.
All right, thank you, Braction. Go ahead.
name is Braction. I do YouTube. Defiance is stuck in T3 because he's underage. And now I play with underagers. There you go.
All right, nice. So, all right. So for the viewers, I'm sure all of you know, like, big thing that happened this week is CCS. We saw like great teams play. It's like definitely the best competition in T3 right now. But as all of us saw, we saw I don't know, most of us saw the Seven Spades versus Project Neo game. Defiance. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, that was just a slaughter in my opinion. Project Neo looked super good in that game, and Seven
Okay,
Spade just didn't look at all structured. They kept getting first pick. They had Morocco and Rexavi just not doing well at all on their entry jobs, and they weren't. Yeah, Rex on game day versus qual games or something different, but
yeah.
they didn't perform how we expected. But Project Neo, we have to give them a credit for where credit is due. They did look very good. They were very coordinated in their attacks, and even in their defenses, they were very structured, which I really like to see.
Yeah, they looked really coordinated. They did really well. But like, do you agree with the Seven Spades decision to drop those two players after that one game? I mean, I know they did horrible, but
Well, I don't know if it's just because of their stat line, but it could also be with probably comm wise, they weren't doing their job in comms. I don't know. We can't see into every team's decision, but I think it's premature to drop people just after one game. But who knows? Maybe they weren't doing well in scrims either because I don't know. Maybe they just picked them up for the quals. They decided, hey, let's do the quals. I have no clue what their roster is about, but if they did the decision, then they have to deal with it.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
Hmm.
mean, like for CCS is like pretty much the biggest stage for T3 player. Like it's how you get yourself out there, pretty much, like get yourself known. And I think like those two players. I mean, Rexavy has had they both had a past of like their reps, I guess, being tarnished, but like that really is just that's bad.
Yeah.
They're definitely they had the shakes.
They shook
It
on
was
game day.
yeah, they shook on game day. It was bad. I think Morocco went 0-9 the first game or 0-8 or something like that. First
That's
match.
really good.
Yeah, it's
Good for him.
They both ended off with 0.42 ratings worse than Hazmat and SCS.
Hazmat and SCS, dude. Virtually non-existent.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely feel bad for them. I have a quick. Did you guys do like us like this roster? Did you guys do the CCS calls?
Yeah,
Yeah, we did both of
and
them.
the first one, our first set, we were going through roster changes still. Second set,
Hmm.
we had Psycho still. We didn't have Lethal, and
Yeah.
we beat two teams that made closed, but we didn't have the round count, so we didn't make the closed.
Uh oh yeah, I think I remember that.
Remember, we
Yeah.
tweeted
We
at
finished
in
ninth
control
both
because we
In
said
times.
we know
control,
Yeah.
yeah.
them. Yeah,
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
it do be
Um,
like that.
cause didn't you guys 7-0 in control?
Yeah,
Yeah, we did. And we
That's
also
on
beat
interesting.
Imperium,
Clubhouse.
which made close calls. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's wait, so you guys didn't even make close calls?
Nope. And
No, we
we
came
7-0
ninth
two
both
teams that
times.
made it. Yeah,
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Damn. That is unfortunate. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know how. Is there a third one like later or no? Or is that it?
nah, that's it.
No.
It's it. Damn. Okay. Well, I mean, you guys were going through the roster changes and all like that'll happen. But I think
Mhm.
Lethal is a really good pickup. Lethal's really good, and I mean, yeah, for sure. So this is a CL roster. Am I wrong? Like you guys are like prepping for CL quals coming up.
Yeah, but Defiance and Cal don't turn 18 till August. And
Okay.
the only reason why I'm playing with them now was because so a lot of people are asking why I'm playing comp again when I said I wasn't. It was because I was gonna take off a comp and grind like uploading every day, just to get my bread up and then move faster than I was going to. But they were doing like SCS and they have like the VODs and SCS. SCS has really good production, you know.
Mhm.
So now I'm able just to take VODs off of like SCS and make my videos longer, So
Yeah.
content creation wise, it just benefits me to play with them. But also, I probably won't be doing the more recent quals anyway. So I'm down to do the ones in August if we're still playing.
Yeah. So like it's mainly are you like dedicated for like grinding like every day or is it like more like kind of just laid back
Yeah,
like
I grind every day. Like there's definitely some days where like I'm not in the mood and he'll tell you like I'm just kind of like chilling. I'm not giving as many call outs because like I was either uploading like the whole night before that, but like I'm there every day almost. We have like a break yesterday and sometimes we have 2 days in a row we have off.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But I'm definitely there. I'm trying. It's not like I'm giving up or anything,
Yeah, for sure.
or
Yeah.
trolling.
Is it like I know last time you made CO Braction, it like really hard to manage content creation and like scrimming every day like against like cuz when you were on CL I imagine like when you were in CL I imagine you were like like really grinding like at least like 3 4
Yeah.
minutes a day.
I
Yeah.
was uh I was streaming. So when I was in CL, my those whatever 2 months or whatever the month and a half it is. But even like a little bit prior to that, I would say a couple months before, because you have all your qualifiers and your screaming and all that. I
Mhm.
was streaming 7 hours a day minimum at that
Wow.
time, and then scrimming 4 or 5 because my old teammate Nile believed 4 maps minimum. Sometimes we go into 5, and
Jeez.
then also like Nile and me would be on like at like 1 or 2 in the afternoon or like 1 or 2 in the morning, whatever it was, and like we'd be watching Latam because we took all our shots from Latam.
Oh, really?
So like the entire night would be watching Latam, like a certain team, and we would just take all their strats and then like kind of adjust them a little bit.
Mhm. Yeah.
Easily, yeah. Yeah, you
That
have to
like
though. You
that
literally
had
have
to
to.
like that had to have been like mentally draining, am I wrong?
Yeah, it's like very frustrating. Like I'd have days where like a lot of people now think like I don't like Nile, but like me and him would butt heads some days a lot just because like I just be frustrated.
Mhm.
But me and him put in like tons and tons and tons of hours. So it's definitely frustrating and draining at times.
Mhm.
But like you have to put in that work. You're just not gonna show up and shoot everybody. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, it's true. That's
Even
true
though
for
people
sure.
think it does work that way.
Yeah, that's yeah. Go ahead, Sad.
I wasn't good. Like a lot of people like all right, so the thing about like T2 and T3 is that some people get opportunities based off who they are or like who they're friends with, right?
Mhm.
So I made a team. It was me and Ben. And you guys know Ben still plays to this day. He even plays in FPL. Ben's crazy good. I
Mhm.
found Ben playing with a bunch of golds. And then I found Hitman playing with random people. And then we found Nile. So like the thing was is that I got on a stacked roster. Ben's gun skill's crazy. Hitman's rating was insane. Nile was really good. And then we never really had a solidified fit. That's something that people never really talked about.
Mhm.
But then like I was only like in my like 6 month of PC or something. Like at the time of me being in CL, I wasn't a
Mhm.
diamond yet in ranked. Like I couldn't shoot myself. I couldn't shoot like in diamond ranked yet.
Yeah.
So throughout when my season ended, like my rating wasn't that bad for it being my first season.
Okay.
Me being on smoke every round, in my opinion, I don't think it was that bad. I think I was top 2 in clutches or something.
Mhm.
But at the end of the season, I was like, yeah, I'm not trying to do this no more because my team could probably replace me with someone better. And I'm just not there yet mechanically. I'm a lot better now. I'm way, way, way better now than I was at that time.
Yeah.
But I wasn't
Yeah.
delusional. I was like, I ain't trying to do this no more. This is like 12 hours a day, and like I ain't even that good right now, you know?
Yeah.
So you took
So
the
you won't.
go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry. No, you.
So you took the time off to basically grind and become a better player
Right.
instead
So I was
of
gonna say.
just
Yeah.
pushing yourself to do something you didn't feel comfortable or able to do.
Yeah, I just felt like I was on entry. I was playing entry and I was playing smoke. Like I don't think at all I was ready to be on entry, but like that's where I was because I was good vertically. Like I knew a lot of angles playing buck and stuff, you know? I'm good
Mhm.
with nades, so like I wasn't terrible, but I don't think I was ready. And at the same time, I was like, this is too draining for me to like not perform consistently. I was constantly getting ratings like I think I was like constant like a 0.8 rating player probably. Right, I was going negative almost every time. I went positive one game on theme. I had like 13 kills or something. That was probably it. But I was like, I just pretty much made a decision. Like, I'm gonna take a break here. I'll go to content creation only, you know. But I'm extremely competitive. Like, it's really bad. I love to compete. Like, I fiend to compete. So like, shortly after that, I was like, fuck that. I have to play. Like, I need to play
Yeah.
something, you know.
Especially when you know you can like make like you can be there. You know you can like be there. So
Yeah.
there's no reason to just like if you know you can be there like competing at that level, like why would you want to just not? But anyways,
Mhm.
I'd like to ask you, Defiance. So like, can we go a little bit in depth if you're comfortable with like your decision to leave In Control? I know you were on In Control for a while. Just go into depth on like why that happened and like why you feel like I guess more comfortable on this roster now than In Control because In Control's doing really well now.
Well, we had a lot of conflicting issues in Inc. Like we were a good roster, we were solid in the T3 scene, but like I didn't feel like I could improve as a player continuing with them. I started to see like a steady decline in competitiveness from most players in there. They just wanted to play game day, get their wins, or just half-ass try it. I don't know. That's how I would feel. And I was trying to put in the work. I was trying to get 3 to 4 map scrims every day. We were scrimming in the morning and then in the afternoon 2 maps. So we were doing a 2-2 split. And then we had game days. And after we started losing a lot of game days, that's when I knew I tried to fix stuff as the IGL, but no one could listen to me anymore. I don't know. People just started losing trust in me, so I felt like I couldn't help my team anymore. So that's why I decided to leave and find a different team.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, so I know you guys were like once like when you were like towards the end of your time in Control, I think you were in between like Fitzella. I know you dropped like Audi and you picked up I think Hazmat
Hmm.
for a little bit, so like that was
Yeah.
definitely something that he didn't perform the best on in Control, but I think he's doing
Mhm.
at least something better now on Synthetic. But yeah, I know you guys were in between. I know you guys were in between like Fitz and such, so I
Yeah.
guess that makes sense. So, so I'm assuming you feel like really comfortable now on Lycus and like that sort of thing.
Yeah, I completely trust my team on like it's like every single player can shoot. Like I don't have to worry about one player underperforming or one player overperforming because we're all super talented at our gun skill. And if we master our utility burn and everything, we're a super good roster in general.
Yeah, for sure.
I
All right.
kind of want to hear the timeline of Lycus. So you guys developed as a team pretty recently.
Yeah.
Well, it first started at NSO. Like I was hopping between teams just trying out and I decided, hey, I'll just join NSO Academy because I just want to play comp and they were in leagues. Like for example, they were in AGN. But
Yeah.
I the roster then was Pixel, Search, Cal, and Kiz. And with that roster, like we just continued doing roster moves because there was some players who were not fitting to my IGL playstyle, and then it ended off with me searching Cal being the last of NSO after we added Braction and
Easier,
who
right?
was yeah, Beezer. Yeah, Braction and Beezer were added. And that's where we became Lycus. Like we got picked up after we called for SCS with Lycus, and then after that we decided we needed to we had conflicting issues with IGLing because me, Braction, and Beezer were IGLs at
Mm.
heart, and we all clashed heads with opinions on how to push stuff, how to execute, and in general. And then obviously Search wasn't performing as well as he could have, and his job as entry is to perform. And it wasn't just one match like Grexavy. It was consistent and like consistently doing bad as an entry doesn't help our team at all. So we
Mhm.
had to find a replacement. We decided to do roster changes and role swaps, and I feel like that really helped us.
So are you and Braction like sharing IGLing, or is one of you IGL now, or somebody completely else? Who is it?
I primary
Reaction's the
right
main
now.
ideal. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Yeah. So you picked up hourly lethal, and then I think at that time there was Psycho in there, if I'm not mistaken. I
Yeah.
know hourly is a really good player, so
Yeah.
is lethal, great players. So I think it's the right direction for you guys.
Yeah,
Definitely a
both my
solid
old
roster.
teammates too. So like, I wanted to play with them anyway, eventually. So it just works
Yeah.
out that way.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure. So, the next thing I wanted to talk about was, of course, like the new season's coming out, and we wanted to get your guys' opinions on like how it'll affect competitive. So I know, like, we're gonna talk about how like Zero is coming into competitive, and also like just balance changes. New Tachankas should be coming in. I think maybe if he does uh, I don't know if he
It's
can.
coming 10 days after the season up comes.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Is that true? Okay.
hmm
So
18th.
yeah, just what are your
Um.
thoughts on that?
All right. So, um, if you look at it from, so the way comp works, in my opinion, is that T2 and T3 have, well, T1, T2, and then T3. They
Mhm.
all have a different meta. They all try to replicate a T1 meta, but we know it's not possible. Um, so when it comes to the new season, I think that it's going to take a little bit for people to realize how good utility is going to be when it comes to rotating, or like, let's say like a original Siege comp. If you look back seasons ago when smokes were used a lot, I think we're going to get back to that meta because of Jaeger getting like his nerf, right?
Yeah.
Um, Burning shield is going to be easier. There's going to be less shields on the board, so there's going to be way more gunfights. And because people at a T1 level know that everyone's pretty similar in gun skill, you're going to want to cut places off rotation wise. So you're going to see a lot of smoking happening. That's why, like, I don't even know if you've seen us play, but we smoke off a lot of doors and then, like, push one side of the map really quickly because I've been feeling like this was going to happen. So I was getting us prepared for, like, that meta coming, you know?
Yeah.
That meta is definitely coming. It's going to be, smoke off this hallway, nade this, and then just take the gunfights on this part of the map. And I mean,
Yeah.
that's my opinion for sure.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I think the devs for sure trying to cut back the like 20-second utility meta, and
Mm.
like Wilmai loses his shield, and Jaeger with the ADS nerf. So for sure, um, I don't know really how defense is going to respond to that sort of thing. Like I don't know how the meta's going to go out yet for defense at least. So
I'm expecting an expansions are gonna happen like strat
Yeah.
wise. Like teams are gonna have to spread out defensively because right now there's a lot of
Mhm.
turtling right behind
yeah,
shields,
for
behind
sure,
utility and all that.
for
So
sure.
a lot of bad players, I guess you could say, at like a T2 T3 level are gonna start getting exposed because they can't hide behind you know like a shield
Endless
and
utility dumps.
throwing. Yeah, like right now, like I'm gonna be honest with you, there's a lot of teams that are competing in T3 and T2 because of their ability to understand the meta really, really well. Like they're
Yeah,
playing behind shields, they're stacking ADSs, they're ADS tricking, they're well, my disc are up, all that's there. They're switching to Valk shield, like they're literally bringing shields everywhere, and they're stalling out a really, really good team for like about a minute 40, almost 2 minutes, right?
yeah.
Now that that's gone, a lot of the bad teams are going to get exposed, and you'll see it in like probably like a week or 2 weeks right after the meta changes for sure.
Yeah, for sure that makes sense. I mean, I think that overall, do you guys like the new meta shift? Do you think it's a good thing for the game? Do you think it's
I
good for
like
the?
it.
You like
I
It's
it?
like it for sure.
needed.
Yeah, yeah,
Need
it's
it? Yeah.
definitely. I think it's needed just because like like that it was too stale to sit behind and
Yeah, it's
watch teams push
boring.
with 30 seconds left. It's kind of
Yeah.
boring. It doesn't show anyone's true like ability to
Play the game.
frag out, I
Coordinate.
guess, or like coordinate a good attack. You know,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was definitely defender favored the meta, and I'm glad to see like it be just more exciting to watch, at least for attacks, in my opinion. I think it's you don't need to bring. I mean, Ash is getting an extra boost. You don't need to bring Ash, Zoe, Sledge, like all of those operators in one.
Yeah.
You can start to branch out and bring other operators, which I think is just healthy for the game in general.
I'm more
But I also
excited.
think.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go.
I'm more excited to see diversity in defensive setups because I find
Yeah.
that we
Yeah,
won't
Yeah.
just see.
there's gonna be a lot of like you're gonna have to expand. Like I
Yeah.
think
You're
the
gonna see so many different things on attack.
yeah, you're gonna see a lot of different things on attack. You're gonna see different defenses because of the meta. Like we've already seen one defense, the cafe with the shield and pixel and the shield and freezer with the wall open. Like that was all
Yeah.
created because of what we have now. Like
Yeah.
every meta is
Yeah.
gonna make a new strat, and the operator bans are gonna be different now too because right now we ban Wamai no matter what. Like I don't care.
Uh-huh.
People know. Like we're always gonna ban Wamai because
Mhm.
I'm not trying to sit here and have some kid quick peek me with the AUG with a shield and disc in his hand. Like I'm not trying to deal with that. I don't have time
Yeah.
for that. So it'll be
Yeah.
interesting to see what people go to use now, especially with Tachanka coming in too. Like that's weird.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. I think like another example of like what you said with like, the cafe pixel. I think another example would be like Oregon basement, where you
Hmm.
just stack ADSs in
In blue,
bunker with the
yeah.
rotate out. So I think that'll change. It's good to see. Probably different attacks too, which is nice. So yeah, I think that's healthy. But like the thing is like Tachanka coming in as well. The Tachanka, as we all know, like Tachanka itself, he's like he's not overpowered. At least I don't think he's overpowered. But like
No, it's not.
paired with a smoke, I
Mhm.
think he's gonna be strong, which is gonna be
Yeah,
interesting to see.
he'll be really good. Like right now off the top of my head, like Cafe,
Yeah.
like just drop the Maestro, put him on Maestro wall, because he'll be able to flame
Oh yeah.
bathroom, white hallway, cigar box, skylight drop, like the
Yeah.
plant by cart. Like he'll be able to do that all from Maestro wall. He won't have to have his AR out at all. And if they want to rush through cigar door, then he has an LMG now too. So let him rock with
Mhm.
it.
Yeah.
And that's just
I
one
think.
room.
Yeah. I think like I think him paired with a smoke too is like kind of like how Mute was like not like he was good before but not great. But like then when Mozzie came Mute, Mozzie paired was a really good pair. I think
Yeah.
the chunk of smoke and like well my Jaeger for example was a really good pair. So
Hmm.
we'll just have to wait and see. But I think that's gonna be.
I think that operator is proof to the meta that I think is coming. I think that them giving us the flames on Tachanka is just proving that the gun meta is coming. The gun heavy meta is going to come, and people are going to be wanting to stall like early gunfights, and him having that many is going to be okay for now because the utility burn's going to be faster, the rounds are going to go quicker, there's going to be a lot of early round gunfights because you have to do it.
Now, I think this raises the question: do you think some teams that like play in pro league that are more structured based will fall short to teams that are more like gunplay based? So, for example, I know everybody in pro league is like really good gun skill wise, so it's not necessarily a problem. But more teams that are like really strat heavy based compared to
Like
like gun heavy
SSG
based.
compared to like a
SSG.
TSM.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. But like, do you think that'll affect like pro league or in any way? Like the new meta? Like, do you think that the gun favored teams will just could perform better in general?
I have no idea. I think it's too hard to tell.
Yeah,
Like, because like we all know, SSG is like an insane strat team. They're like
yeah,
unbelievable at creating strats and making their own strats. So they might find like they already have strats. Let's be honest. They
yeah.
probably have dudes in the works right now in the TS just finding things. But at the end of the day, like gun skill can always pull up, so you never know. That's what's cool about Siege is that you can have an extremely strat heavy team and an extremely gun skill team. At least in pro league, at least.
Yeah,
I think it'll definitely affect way more of like T2 and T3 for sure than T1.
yeah, yeah. That's for sure. Now, how do you guys feel about Zero coming into comp? So I think Zero, like, I think he's a decent operator. I think he's more of like a niche pick, kind of like Yana. Like they're good, but I think I don't think he'll be used like crazy. What do you guys think?
I think he's pretty powerful now in the new meta shift because when I first saw him and I was gonna say, oh, he's not gonna be played in comp because we need so much utility burn. We need Ash, Zove, Sledge. But since they're nerfing Jaeger now, I think that Zero can actually be like one of those higher up picks. Like he could be a really good flank watch instead of
Yeah,
Nomad. They
true.
could be set up pretty well. They could also be used for quick sight intel. It's like a quick drone you can toss in there. If they don't shoot it, then they're not exposing themselves. But if they try to shoot it and deny our intel, they're exposing themselves to another crossfire that we could be establishing.
That's true. He did lose his nades in the patch,
Yeah.
And also, like, I think
Yeah.
before I think he would have been really strong because like he has 4 of them. So like, I think you could designate like 2 for I think you could use 2 for like flank watches, but then I think you could also use 1 to kind of disable an ADS. You know, like
Yeah.
the ADS is like has the like recharge timer. So if you disable an ADS and time it well with a nade, I think that'll be useful too. So I just think he's a good. Also, his gun's good. So I think he's going to be a pretty good operator. Kind of like Yana. I think Yana's a good operator as well. I think they're pretty similar, both for information gathering, except he's flank watch, she's not flank watch. But
He did lose his name, huh? What did he get instead?
Mhm.
Hard breach.
hard really? Hard
Yep.
recharge?
Yeah, he got the hard breach gadget.
Oh, that's pretty good. The hard
I don't
recharge
know.
It could be
it's
used,
okay.
yeah.
So he
It's
only
okay.
has hard breach gadget and what else? Breaching
Clay.
charges?
Claymore.
See, I think that if that's the case, he might not get picked then that much.
Mm.
Like I think if he had Nate, I think he would have been an auto pick because he would have been really, really good because he'd be able to ping and just nade people to the floor.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know.
You
It's
know where I
interesting.
see him very strong? On a consulate basement defense, if you're attacking that and trying to take piano control, you can set up all your pests through the windows and you can hold flanks like that, and you can also break the hatch and not have to rotate a Hibana or an Ace up there. Like that's where I see
Yeah.
him strong at. Stuff
That's
where
a
you
good
need
point.
to break a hatch, like you don't have to break a hatch, but if you do, it's even better.
And for example, that hatch is never cated really, because you need
Yeah,
the cade for the
exactly.
garage wall. So that's where the hard reaching gadget can be really useful.
Yeah, he'd be
So
good on consulate. I don't know where else you could do that.
I could see him like holding meeting on Oregon and popping that hatch and holding flanks there too.
Yeah, that's a good idea, yeah.
yeah, it depends on the attack you're going for. But yeah, I think the hard reaching gadget, like, I think it's okay. It's not great. I definitely think, well, obviously they're better, but I think like flashes could be, I think just as useful, like in terms of like overall utility.
Mhm.
But I think it's alright. I think it was a good addition.
I want to hear your guys' thoughts on Rooney, the new defender coming.
I think that she's gonna end up being like a zero a little bit, you know. Like she's really good, don't get me wrong, but well, she's not even really good. I'll take that back. Cause here's the thing, like
Yeah.
let's say like you're burning util, and well in the util meta, like in the util meta, the one that's about to be patched and fixed, she would have been really, really good because there was no shot you had anything left to throw through that door. Not a chance you would have had a flashbang to turn it off or whatever, right? Now there's no way that you don't have enough util to turn it off, in my opinion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I made a video saying that like I think she'll be the strongest, putting her extremely deep in the site. So like clubhouse, let's say you have a smoke and dirt, you give him an ADS, he has a shield or whatever, maybe even a Malusi, who cares? But if smoke's and dirt and you're burning util on him and you finally kill him, and then there's a fucking laser door at the end of dirt to walk into armory, there was no chance that you're going to be able to take it out. Like there was no way, you know? That's where she would have been really strong. I'm not sure if that's going to be the way it is now because we might have a flashbang left after clearing dirt now, you know?
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
who knows? That's what they
Yeah,
say.
that's true. I mean, we do have to wait like at least like 3 months, 3.5, until we get to see her in comp. But I think overall it's just another operator in the game. I think we
Mhm.
haven't had like the last operator that really was been used a ton in the meta is Wamai. So
I like that though. I like that.
I
There's
like
I
it
like
too.
I like that there's an opt you could play in ranked. Like we see Zero sometimes in ranked. We do. We
Yeah.
see him. He's here and there, but like
Hmm.
have you lost a game this season because of a Zero? No.
No, it's a good
No
point.
shot. But you might have hit a clip or two, but you haven't lost a game because Zero naded you. You haven't lost a game because Zero had a cam on you. You had no idea. You hear it through the wall. It's there. It's just there to mix it up for people who play casually, which I think is what it needs to be.
Hmm.
Like if you're a casual player in a Rooney drop, like you're pretty lit right now. You're pretty excited. Like it's a pretty cool gadget. But if you're playing competitively, you're like, yeah, I ain't playing that. Like there's no point. You know, I'd much
Well,
rather bring something else. Maybe.
yeah, I think the game needs to be balanced around the pros because a game balanced around the pros is balanced around the casuals. So like, there's
Mhm.
no reason to balance among the casuals.
Mhm.
So
Like,
yeah,
no one's gonna give a fuck if Omai has a shield. Like, let's be honest.
yeah. No one's really playing Omai for like utility sacks and casual. So or like silver ranked, but those are still casuals in my opinion. But anyway,
Mhm.
um. I wanted to ask you guys about the like your opinions on the E United thing. So it's the same situation that happened with
EG.
EG and LG. The Ubisoft kind of fucking them out of their spot, replacing them with a team that doesn't even have an org. What are your opinions? Like, what do you gather from all that?
You can go first, Defiance, I guess, if you want.
Well, it's hard to really say. I don't think they should have dropped United from Pro League. I think they should have helped them find a new org, honestly.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, I think Rent Free should have still fought Tempo and
Yeah,
taken, if they beat them, and taken Tempo's spot, because I think E United earned that spot as the
yeah.
players, and not just as the org owns the spot, then the org leaves, and then the org just screws their entire team.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, if I'm Tempo, I think I'd be considering like picking up the United roster because United like shows signs of improvement toward the end, and Tempo just really didn't. So, I mean, I have no idea what's going on right now, but I think like maybe Renfree's like thinking about they had Rexon before. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if United's staying together, but I don't know. Tempo did not look good in the second half, in any of the halves. I'm not even gonna lie. Tempo did not look good.
No.
So it's definitely, and I hope Renfree finds an org. Like it's, I don't know what org's gonna invest in Siege right now. I mean, we just see them dropping out. We don't see them coming in.
To be
So I
honest with
mean,
you, I don't know what game it is because I don't know if you know, like, well, whoever knows. But I'm not really into gaming like that. This is the only game that I play, so I'm not that invested into the gaming community.
yeah.
But I don't know what game it is that someone told me, but there's a gaming community that has a content creator that's extremely involved in like the competitive play. And it's kind of sad to say this because I don't want anyone to think it's because I'm a YouTuber or anything, but there's no value. There's not that much value in picking up a pro roster unless the streams are getting tons of views, right?
Mhm.
If you're an org and you want to invest into a roster, even for like let's say CL, if CL is getting let's say under 1,000 views, you have to value what those 1,000 views will do for you over let's say 2 months of a CL season, right? So same thing goes for Pro League. If you're a Pro League roster and you need an org, the org's gonna do the same thing. They're gonna be like, all right, the Pro League streams average this many viewers. What are these amount of views gonna bring to us value wise, right?
Mhm.
Teams like TSM, they understand it really well because they get Macy J, right? So even though Macy J isn't part of the Pro League roster, he's gonna help them sell jerseys because of his views on YouTube and Twitch and all that, you know?
And they got
Mhm.
Bolo.
Yeah,
Oh,
Same
and they
thing in
have
G2.
Bolo. So like those people, they understand how it truly works, and other orgs don't, and that's why other orgs collapse because they're not understanding it correctly, you know. And it's kind of unfortunate for like a rent free roster because like that team is extremely valuable. Like they're all a pro. I think they're a pro league ready roster. Like they can drop any one of those players and pick up another player, and they're still a pro league ready roster with 4 people no matter what. Because that whole roster is good. So
yeah.
it's just hard for an org to value what they're gonna get. You know,
So,
you
Yeah.
just never know.
do you think it's more worth for a team to pick up a person with a bigger content following and slightly lower skill than someone with a little bit more skill but less of a content following? Do you think that'd be
It
more worth it for the org?
it depends at like what level. Like if you're in CL, um, and let's say like you're like how like tempo, we look at tempo, and tempo is always in pro league, but they're never like at the top and they're never really at the bottom. They're like mid tier, right? They're not gonna get relegated. They're just gonna be there, you know. Like
Mhm.
if you're like that in T2 or like T2 or T1, you're almost better off just doing that because you're just in the middle and nothing's going anywhere. You're just in like a never ending cycle, you know.
Kind of like
Mhm.
chaos.
Yeah, they're just there. Like they're gonna be in pro league. It's whatever, but over time you're not really like there's no benefits out of it except for you're paying them and then you're just playing. You know,
Mhm. Yeah.
it's a business at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's true, and that's why I feel for the like rent-free players and the United players because like finding an org to like support them is going to be very challenging. I mean, I know uh the reciprocity old reciprocity roster they had to like find an org because reciprocity dropped them and they found Oxygen Esports. Like I think rent-free is going to have to find
Yeah.
an Oxygen Oxygen Esports type org that like I honestly don't like Oxygen Esports. Like I know like OXG's like doing well, but like it's kind of like I don't see OXG ever being like the top team in NA. I think it's
Mhm.
always going to be SSG, DZ, and TSM. I know they're
Mhm.
just like they're so
Yeah, and
it's
they're a good roster.
they
It
are a
just
good
happens to
roster.
be that like, and even like just regular sports, there's always teams that are extremely talented, but like the teams that are top 2 or top 3 are just always going to be better.
Yeah,
So
they're
like
always gonna.
you're just in the mid tier cycle, and that's just who you're going to be. And if you're any of those players, if you're a mid tier cycle team or a low tier where you just know you're not that good of a team, I tweet about it all the time. You have to self develop some sort of value, you know,
Yeah.
because if you're not doing that, like you're in danger of losing your income monthly at any moment, you know. And
Yeah.
that should be scary for some people, but as you can tell, it's not. Some of the pro league players have never streamed before, you know.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
there's no like no one knows if they're funny, no one knows what their true value is. Nobody there's no they're not developing a connection, so no one feels for them. What happened with Mo, bro? Mo left, and I don't know if y'all know, but Mo was trying out for a lot of PL teams when he got kicked out or when they lost their pro league spot. Like he was still trying out for people because like he it's who he is. You know, like people like him.
He's a
They
grinder.
want to play with him. He's a grinder. Everyone knows he's a grinder. They know he streamed every day. He put the work in.
Yeah.
He had a YouTube channel. He has value. You know. So
Mhm.
everyone was talking about him. When other rosters drop, you like there's not gonna that like level of I guess emotion is not gonna be there for other people. Other people, oh, it's whatever. You know, who
Yeah,
cares?
Yeah.
kind of like with a United. Like, there's not really many
Yeah.
people on a United who you're gonna
The only
truly
don't like
miss.
literally I've
Except
seen
Yeti.
tweets and everyone's tweeting Yeti. Yeah. And
Yeah.
why? Because Yeti's just as much of a grinder as Mo was. You know. But
Mhm.
What do you
it's
think?
always gonna be that way.
What do you think will happen if Rent Free or EU doesn't find a team to front them? Are they going to play a 7-player league, or is UB going to give in and let them play without an org?
They won't let them put that in org. There's no value to it
They won't want to play that.
because
I
they're going
think.
to a Vegas
Yeah.
lane, right? Like
Yeah.
only
Yeah.
they have to have an org.
Yeah, it's Vegas
Yeah.
only.
I think maybe there's something like it's possible that Rent Free like is in contact with an org and like that's why UV gave them a spot, but they just haven't announced it yet. I don't see why. I don't see any other reason why Ubisoft would kick out United, who's dropping their roster for a roster that just doesn't have an org like at all. So there's got to be something like Ubisoft. Like they're not idiots. I
To
mean,
be
something
honest,
like changes for them.
to be honest, if I was a CL roster looking for an org, I would pick up a YouTuber, say he's coaching or he's like an analyst or something, just fucking cap, just lie, and be like, "Yo, listen, you pick us up. We also have a content creator on the roster, and it just makes you more valuable." It's so troll to say, but if you start to think of it as a business, you'll be like, "Oh, that does make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I do want to pick them up." It don't even matter who it is. It could be a kid who's 15 with like 80K subs. It's still value. They don't have to have over 100K. You know,
Yeah, makes sense.
That Uzi kid.
it could be anybody who care. Even like an example is when I was in CL and nobody was getting paid because it was the last season of ESL,
Uh-huh.
right? So we needed a fifth. We tried out Austin. Austin was good enough to be our fifth at the time. And I was like, yo, fuck it, bro. Like, we had two YouTube content creators. Like, someone's going to want to pay us now. Something, you know, because we had
Mhm.
zero offers. No one had offers that season when I was a CO. And we found an org that was going to give us 500 just because it was me and Austin per player per month, which is still
Yeah.
pretty good. That's really good for CO because no one,
Yeah.
I think at the time, the season before that, the best team was only getting paid 350, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
That makes sense.
It's all
There's a
about
lot of
understanding value.
there's also a lot of orgless teams in CL. So, I mean,
Yep.
I know like Grand Free's orgless, but Beast Coast hasn't. I think the only teams that have an org is Beast Coast and Guidance Game. I don't know if they're getting paid,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Guidance Gaming got dropped.
I wouldn't pay them.
Oh yeah, they did get dropped. That's
They should even like rent free. Like even if you don't have an org, you should just make your own org and like just get shit done. Like everyone loves Thomas, dude. Like
oh
if
yeah.
they would have sold a Thomas hoodie, bro, they would have made some bank on that. I would have bought a Thomas hoodie. I'm gonna be real with you. It'd
I
have been
love
funny
Tommy.
as hell. I love Tommy, bro. Everyone, like you just kind of have to just learn how to like market yourself. That way, like if you do get dropped or something happens, at least you tried.
If you
You
look at
secured something.
Sonics, if you look at Sonics, like 3 out of the 5 players on Sonics like stream Siege like daily. Like Super easily get really good views. Iconic streams, he gets like 80, 100 viewers. So like they like Super's funny. I watch his stream
Yeah.
sometimes. Super's pretty funny. Easily is like real with it. He's funny too. Also really good. Super's good too, but I think Easily is better. And then Iconic's just really good.
I
And
find
he's
Iconic
also
so annoying. I
Yeah,
cannot.
Same.
let's be honest, right? Let's say Easily got kicked somehow from the roster today. Like he got into an argument with someone, just got dropped, right?
yeah.
He would be fine, right? Like he might be annoyed he got dropped from Pro League, but he could go full time streaming and secure a bag because
Yeah.
he would up his hours in streaming, and he would get picked up by an org and he'd be fine
His shit's grown
because
so
he's gonna get a
much.
charm. He has to get a charm. There's no way he doesn't.
Yeah, Easily is a really good streamer.
Yeah,
I love
so
watching Easily.
so like that's my point. Like he understands it. Like he definitely
he
gets
did.
it. Like Super could quit right now and he'd be totally fine. Because let's be honest, Super is hilarious, bro. He says
Super's
whatever's on his
hilarious.
mind.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
he's trying to sell a hoodie. Like he gets it. People are gonna buy that damn hoodie. You
The
might not buy it,
MSG.
but someone's gonna buy it.
Wait,
Yeah.
did you see he release Make Siege Great Again merch?
Yeah.
Like he understands it. Like you just have to understand. He definitely understands that. You have to just bring whatever value you can before it's too late. Because it's not forever. There's no guarantee with esports.
Exactly. Especially with like a Siege. I mean, it's old. I mean, I think there's never gonna be anything like Siege again. But it's getting up there in age. So might as well make the best of the time you have. Especially, I respect the grind like with Easily specifically. I think Easily is a great streamer.
I
And I
remember I
mean,
used to watch him back when he was on Rogue and they played in their apartments, and like he would literally sit there and grind for like at least 6 hours a night and just grind streaming every single fucking night.
and he gets good viewers too. Like he gets like 700 viewers. Like he's doing pretty
I
good.
stopped streaming at night because of him and other people. Like I'm gonna be real to you. Like I had to understand that. I was like, all right, at night I ain't streaming no more because these dudes have figured it out. Easily figured it out. Iconic started pulling like 500 viewers randomly every once in a while. I was like, all right, bro, I'm good. They're gonna want to watch them way over me. I'm gonna start streaming in the morning. Like like
And honestly,
they understand it.
honestly, having like someone to watch in the morning is good. I respect. I think that's a good decision. Like I watch it in the morning. Sometimes it's definitely a good decision because there's no one else streaming.
No
So,
one's there. It's just me.
no one's
I'm
there,
just
yeah.
chilling. It's me and damn dude, I'm gonna sound stupid. It's me, Varsity sometimes, and
I don't
what's
watch
his
varsity.
face? The dude from Navi.
Doki?
No,
Doki?
I'm blanking out,
Joe?
dude. Oh
I
my
don't know.
god.
No.
Oh, Zeronic.
It's ironic,
Mellow.
yes, yes.
I don't watch.
Ironic.
I don't. I
It's
don't
literally
watch.
like means ironic for like 2 hours only by
Yeah.
ourselves just streaming. It's the best.
Yeah, I mean that's a
Peak
good idea.
content hours.
But yeah,
Mhm.
for sure. So I do think it's a shitty situation like happened to EGLG. Wish the best of luck to everyone on United. Like I think Rexon's going to like rent free. I don't know what's gonna happen with that, but
Braxton's
um,
nuts. He's got to go somewhere.
I think he's gonna get picked up by rent free, or at least somewhere. He's just too good not to.
Mhm.
And
I
I
think
think
same with creators. But he's
but he's
staying,
still
I
in Pro
guess.
League. He's staying.
Yeah.
I think Hansen surprised everyone, and he did a really good job. Surprised
Mhm.
me at least. I remember.
He would like if he had to join a pro league team, like it had to be that team for him to do well. And I think
Yeah.
only because like he fit that run and gun play style. Like
Mhm.
Yeti is a very aggressive player, and he's like, let's go win our ones. Rexon's that way. Kansan is definitely that way. Everyone knew he was a gunner. If you didn't think he was a gunner at the
Yeah.
time, you were trolling. Let's be honest. Like everyone knew he could shoot. You know.
Mhm.
So that was the best situation for him to be in. 100%.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. I think they were just figuring themselves out, and then that happened. But
Yeah, it's whack.
yeah, it's esports. The job security in esports is really really low, which is why it's
It comes with the job. You gotta expect it.
yeah. But like, if we bring up like sports for example, like the owner of the New York Jets is making money no matter what.
Mhm.
But because like everyone's gonna watch it, so like Siege is it's different. It's not like it's that's why like the lower orgs like it'll be harder for
Yeah, it's going to be a way, way, way harder for them.
I mean, sports don't get fucked by balancing changes and stuff, so that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think though, like the thing with Seed is that because people are always asking if Seed is dying. Let's say we have that conversation quick. Is that like I don't think Seed could really die anytime soon, even though people say it's going to, and it's because it's so unique, right? Like you're not gonna go to another game and go lean and pixel peek someone with bullet holes. It's just not gonna happen. That's why we all come back. Let's be real. Like you try to play another game, you're like, I gotta go back to Siege because it's super,
Yeah.
super, super unique.
Mhm.
So in order for Siege to die, something has to like fill that hunger for that type of meta and gameplay, and nobody can technically copy paste Siege, otherwise they can get sued, right? Like even like mobile games try and they get in trouble, you know.
Mhm.
So low key Siege kind of finesse because what is another game? Is COD going to take us out? Not really.
No.
Let's be honest, right?
That's why this
Yeah.
game's so fucking addicting too, though.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
you-
very very unique, very unique,
and it's so rewarding.
For sure.
very. That's why like people said Valorant. I was like, bro, how is Valorant going
Oh,
to take out?
dude.
Valorant was not
No.
going to take us out just be based off that it was way more like CS:GO than us, way
Yeah,
more.
I hate Valorant, to be honest with you. I think
The
it's
games are
terrible.
too long. Games are super long. I don't
It's
like.
just
I don't like
Overwatch
CS.
and
Like
CS:GO
25
combined.
damn rounds.
It's just not fun, to be honest with you. I just don't
I,
like
I
it.
would say that this meta is like, I hate to say it, but it's make or break in my opinion. And by make or
Yeah.
break, I mean like this is probably the season that holds a lot of people's like hearts at hand. I guess you could say it's like if this meta is good and this season is good, it's gonna be really good for all the people who are like on the line right now because there is a lot of people on the line. I would say right now at this moment, if this meta is good, it's a wrap. Like we're gonna be around for easily 2 or 3 more years for sure, 100%, without a doubt.
Yeah, Jace just said if we can make it through this meta, we can make it through anything.
Yeah, if
Let's
we
go.
can make it, if we make
Yeah.
it through this meta, it's a wrap. It's over. Like that last meta was awful. That's we're watching pro league games and we're all waiting for the last 30 seconds. Like we're at awe waiting for the last 30 seconds.
I get on Twitter for the first 2 minutes of every round. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I
Yeah,
watch
you
it.
have to.
Yeah.
Like you're like, all right, we all know it's well my Jaeger hold there, so low burn util, and then like I look back at my screen when I hear them dumb burning, you know.
Mhm. Yeah.
You hear the ash charge go off. Alright, time to watch.
Yeah,
I
once you
think
hear the
I-
Ash and Zoes, you know it's time to go.
I think the meta is on track though to like
Yeah.
basically just pull Siege out of it, like the slump that it's in. I mean, 60K viewers like yesterday for the major,
It's been
so
doing
I think
pretty well.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I hope it just
Yeah.
goes up from not down. That's the goal.
Speaking of the major,
sure.
what do you guys have for predictions? SSG
I
versus
think
TSM with SSG
think
with a
S-
1 map lead.
SSG's gonna win. I think.
I think SSG is just
I think they're
SSG's
just
gonna win.
I think they're just the best team in the world on LAN. Online, I think
they
it's
just got they're just very they're just almost like perfect like
Uh-huh.
mechanically and fundamentally like they literally are
Yeah.
very very good at repeating what they need to do.
they're just
They've
so
mastered
good.
this meta as well.
Faults on Lin, it's astonishing.
Yeah.
Both on LAN versus both online is crazy.
Even
It's also
Rampy.
Rampy,
Yeah,
yeah, too.
Rampy is so consistent. It's just he's like achieved in a way. Like they are the most consistent
Yeah.
players, and they're so just like overlooked.
I think
Mhm.
I think Bolo is just so consistently good. I think he's like
Mhm.
definitely one of the top 3 players in NA. And like I think he like I just think he's so good. I hope he does well today. He's just I'm not like I know I will like watch him sometimes, but like he's just so good. You can't deny him just going off.
Yeah, that roster is pretty insane when it comes to the gun skill. They're pretty
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah, for sure. I think I also like Chala. I think he's really good. I think he deserves his spot on CSM. He's really good.
I kind of
Everyone, yeah,
It's gonna be a great match.
yeah,
It would be fun to watch.
yeah. Everyone on both rosters is crazy. So
Okay, Braction, I kind of want to change lanes really quickly since you guys do
Mm.
have your
go for it in
soon.
4 minutes. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I want to know like how you got into content creation and what helped you grow as a like streamer, YouTuber, and that kind of stuff, and how you found your groove. Because I'm sure a lot of people are kind of wondering that.
So all right, so if you want to grow on YouTube and like Twitch, anything, even like this podcast, I think you just kind of have to understand the algorithm and like what is always going to be relevant, right? So for me, like I said, I wasn't really into gaming, but I liked just this game specifically. So I was like, I'll just do YouTube. Now, a lot of people don't know, but I already had a channel that had like 40K subscribers at one point, and I went by Ricky Roo and it was on console. But yeah, I already like understood how it technically like when I did that, I was just trolling. That was just me like streaming on console and just hanging out. But when I did this, like this channel, if you go on YouTube and you hit the search bar and you search anything, for people who don't know, whatever is in that list that comes up are the top 10 searched things at this moment. So if you type in Rainbow Six Siege, whatever comes in after that, so I'll do it right now, see what it is. But if you type in Rainbow Six Siege, whatever comes after that, like right now it's Pro League, funny moments, trailers, tips, PS5, cinematic, Halloween, blah, 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 right? I looked at that and something that's always there is tips, right? So I was like, oh, well, I'll just be invincible. Like it's kind of troll to say, but I was like, I'll just spam it. Like there's no way that I won't be in the algorithm. It's impossible. So if you were to go to tips and hit space and click anything in that list, I will be in that list somewhere. Like no matter what, I will be in the algorithm. And that's how I grew really fast was because even though I didn't want to make tip videos and people think I just love doing it, I really don't like doing it that much. I'll always be there. That's why like Coconut Breast grows and grows and grows and grows and grows because a video from 2 years ago is going to show up if someone looks up how to get better. It's going to come up just because it'll forever be in that list of things. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you just got to do that. You got to do like your studying, and that's how I got into it. I mean, it's really rewarding when you see your numbers go up, you know? And then once you get to a certain point, the money is like, it's just kind of like amazing, you know? You're just kind of chilling, playing a game, and you have to put a lot of work into it. YouTube and Twitch is like the best worst thing ever, in my opinion, because everybody wants to do YouTube and content creation, but they don't understand that you're doing a lot of work, right? Like I was streaming 12 hours doing CL for another 4. I was doing it 12, 13, 14 hours a day of playing, not including editing and uploading, you know? I was in my house literally like I think there was a point I was on a 68-day streak of uploading every day, streaming every day, scrimming every day. And that's not including the editing, the me studying what videos are coming, like keeping up with the meta so I can drop videos for it. So like you're gonna make good money, really good money. You're gonna be happy about that, but you're sacrificing like social life and all that other stuff, you know.
Yeah. Yeah,
But you
for
much
sure.
rather do this than be out doing whatever else you have to do, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well,
I think just like being with the algorithm and that like is just really smart. I think it's just I think
Yeah,
that like how you like it's not like you got lucky. I think you just people say it's just luck, but it really isn't. So I
it's
think
yeah, it's literally a work ethic. Like if you guys
yeah.
wanted to grow up a podcast, like all you gotta do is take 2 pictures of your face, making a face reaction, like a fake reaction, and then drop a video called "Siege is changing" or "This meta's insane," and people are gonna click
Yeah.
it, waiting for you. They'll be like, "Oh, what is this? What is this a video about? Like, what's changing about it?" And it's a podcast. Like, what the fuck is this? But if the podcast is good, like, oh, I'll be back later, you know. And a lot of
Yeah.
people don't. A lot of people go, "Oh, like you're clickbaity," and people think that they create their own type of videos, and people are copying each other and this and that. At the end of the day, you just gotta do what you gotta do. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta secure your bag. You gotta don't care what people think about. Go be a clickbait weirdo. Because everyone who's complaining is always smaller than you.
Yeah.
Literally, everyone who complains is always smaller. You never see big people complaining to big people ever. It just doesn't happen because we all know what you have to do.
it's a
Yeah.
It's like,
hustle.
yeah, you
Respect it.
just gotta put your work in, get your 4 or 5 years out of it if you can, secure your bag when you can, move to Texas, don't get taxed for it, and then just, do what you had to do.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I know you guys have to go for it now, so I really want to thank both of you for coming on. It really means a lot to us, talking about like everything. Thank you both, Defiance, Braction. Really means a lot.
Problem,
For
man.
the viewers, we should be back next week with more guests, so stay tuned for that. Uh, yeah, Stod, go ahead and do the exit.
All right. Yeah. Thank you guys for coming on again. We will be back next week. Sorry, Elias wasn't here. He had to deal with some family issues. And the next week's guest, it's kind of figured out, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you for watching, and that's it.